Hello and warm welcome to Breaking Barriers. This is a podcast where we discuss sports and major issues relating to sports. And today I have a very, very special guest. And we shall be discussing something very important. And this is an issue which I think we all tend to ignore at times. But this is a time we should be open about this topic and we need to talk about it. It's about mental health of our young trainees, young sportspersons, young kids. So, hello and welcome, Dr. Nimi Borgohain. And how was the new year for you?
Thank you so much, Pratana, for calling me here. In fact, the new year starting was okay, but again, this COVID has started, so everything is ups and downs. So basically, I'm more worried about the children and the kids going. They just started going to school, so don't know what to happen. So you can't say that New Year is good. So right. Looking forward, something good should happen.
Absolutely. We all are looking forward to some very good news that, schools will be opened again and let the stadiums and the training centers open. But again, the biggest worry as of now is, in fact, when the third wave came, the only place where kids or guardians could go and just refresh and rewind their minds was the stadiums. And again, the stadiums were closed because of the COVID protocol and Omicron just creeping into the state. So how do you see this third wave, the lockdown, and the kind of restrictions given to young kids, young sportspersons and trainees? How do you see this is going to have a huge impact on the mental health of these kids?
You see, Pratana, when we talk about the all-round development of a child, so it comes the physical, mental, social, emotional, everything. So, sports and games plays a major role in their development. So, more they are active in those their physical activities, more their mental, development also happens equally. So, as well as their emotional development, as well as their social development. So, the children, those children who started going to school, they have started, practicing with. Cooperating with their peer groups, they're playing, they're interacting. So many things happen. Now that thing has been stopped because of this pandemic, because of this Omicron. So many things are happening, and the worst sufferer is the children, as well as those children who started going to for the games and sport. They're going to attending in stadium, field. So that makes them to develop lot of things like emotional development, their interpersonal relationship, their discipline. When we talk about the development of a child, about the psychological development, the first thing it comes to their behavior. When we talk about the behavior, the first thing is comes the discipline. So the sports makes the child the more disciplined person in their all days to come, and they're in the betterment of their life. So right. That has been missing from them. As you know, that being a sports journalist, that the children, those players, they're going to, field, they are practicing. So that is, they wake up in the morning, they go to the field, they, work it out. Everything right. is, in a time. So that thing is being missing, and I'm sure this, they are going to miss this thing, the discipline. If they are not being disciplined, they will develop lot of problem in their later part of their life. But basically, they will impact in their emotional development.
Absolutely.
And as well as the social development.
Absolutely. When you call social and emotional development, yes. I have come across a lot of people, maybe my friends, and when I go out to report, and then I meet a lot of guardians, they say, they've become very cranky, they've become very irritated, and their personality have changed. Because what is the reason? So maybe I feel, that not going to schools regularly, not attending their classes regularly, also not going to stadiums. And it just, we are nuclear families now. So you don't have much people to depend on, or, talk about, or, laugh. That adda, that healthy atmosphere is somehow missing. So don't you think this is going to, I'm sure you have come across a lot of patients, a lot of people who, come to you, rush to you with their kids around. So Tell us something about, instances without mentioning anybody's name. So how do you deal with them? What are the issues that they come around?
Most I will not mention the name, but I have come across the children who are being attending into this, they are coaching center and they are, going to the stadiums. What happened to them, that parents are worried for that something they have been observing that changes. Once they have started going to, in between the pandemic, it was closed, it opened, again it closed down. So they have noticed that some changes in his behavior. Like we have to stimulate him a lot. We have to tell him a lot. He's some kind of absent-minded, and that he feels that I am in the tremendous pressure because that practice what he used to do earlier, like that before the pandemic. So because of the lack of practice, so he forgot everything because he is a child. He is not a grown-up boy.
Yes.
He's a child. That means he is around 10, 12 years of age.
Right.
So that is been lacking. That one thing is the discipline. Another thing is that whatever he has been learned, he forgot about everything. And when he started going to the field, that he got scolded by his coach. That what happened to you? But the thing is that he forgot everything. Because there is nothing outlet that where he can go, where he can do his practice. So the parents are really worried for that about his behavior, and he becomes more cranky. What he has mentioned,
right.
And whatever the mother used to say, that he just give a different kind of reply. So mother was worried. Both the parents were worried, and they said that he needs some counseling. So they brought him to me. When I was talking with him, that he revealed that this is the thing which happened. What I have learned, I forgot, and I started going to field. Then my coach is expecting much from me, so I am not able to deliver this thing because I could not go to stadium, I could not play. So this thing has been happening, and I feel very sad for the child. That is like what's happening. So again this is now I think now it is again closed. So
yes,
I'm sure that I'm sure that again he is going to face this kind of difficulties. I think not only this thing, other things also. Not only him. Other children are also going to, have this problem. So I'm a little bit worried for this thing because one thing is that they are being really affecting. This has been really affecting psychologically they are being going down. They are, at young age depression is so, it's
very common.
Literally it is alarming,
Okay.
It's alarming, the depression is alarming. And forget about the other things, but I think, and this once they will grow, once they will become adolescent, when they will become adult, so then the behavior will be something different. So what I feel is that sports, give them lot of things in their activity, in their development. So particularly this thing has been missing from them, and lot of hazard they are being facing now at home. So I keep on getting phone calls from the parents because they are not able to come, but things are happening like that.
Okay. So this is all because of the continuous lockdown, and I feel bad when you said that he gets the little boy gets scolding from his coach, and as well as his parents have a lot of expectation from him. So he's having pressure from both sides.
Exactly, lot of expectation, and you will, when you will come across these type of people, you will think that where we are heading to,
Right.
And I also counsel the parents also that why you're putting so much of pressure on him, because I can understand it's a competitive world, but it should not be like that. It should not be that, because that rhythm, the child has got rhythm, getting up in the morning, going to the field, coming back again in the afternoon, coming back from the school, again he goes to the field.
Right.
So this thing has been happening, and this thing is not happening now. So it is affecting a lot, with them.
You know what? In today's competitive world, like you mentioned, it's a very competitive world, and parents are so putting pressure on their kids when it comes to sports, not only studies. Naomi Osaka is such a big name in the world of tennis. She spoke very openly about mental health. Like Naomi, a lot of other international stars have also come up and supported mental health. Mental health is something which we all need to discuss nowadays.
Exactly.
With the COVID situation, with the Omicron coming in, like I mentioned earlier, you have been, consulting a lot of such cases. People come to you, or they, just call you up and, say this and this is happening. When I meet people, they say, my kid has become so irritated nowadays, very cranky. So what is the way out? How to deal with it?
I think what I feel is that, Patana, that I think that in those centers, there's like once the things will get normal. So what I feel is that the children should also give a little bit of psychological counseling, about their strength of their mental issues, mental health issues. Because now the thing is that mental health is getting the more priority than the physical health.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So it becomes a blessing for us, that for mental health professionals, because the pandemic makes the mental health issues in the top of the list. And what I feel is that once the situation becomes all right, so in everywhere, all the, for the
Centers.
Sports children, sports center, they should have this kind of discussion. Only, getting, top in the position is not the things, they should know how to handle their, the pressure, the coping skills, the stress, the adjustment. These are the things I feel that now that sports centers should also give these things to the children.
What will be your advice to parents who are, I will not generalize it, but there are a certain section of people in our society who kind of, dreams of their boy or their girl, making it very big in the international sporting arena. So, but there are some who understands the pressure and maybe they don't pressurize their kids a lot. So there are two types of parents in our society. So what will be your advice to those people, to people who really kind of, like you mentioned, they pressurize or have a lot of expectations from their kids, so so that they can maintain a good mental balance and a physical balance between them. So what should be your advice to them?
The simple one-line advice to the parents that you should not, pressurize your child, give them free hand, and don't over expect from them. That makes, today you are feeling that things, but tomorrow your child may not be in the same way, the way he used to be. So, give them space, give them to think by themselves, and, give them psychological support and the moral support. That is very, very important. I feel that is very, very important for every parent, to give the psychological support to their children.
Absolutely. And children, definitely, they look up to their parents for any kind of psychological, mental or physical help. So, I think we will need to continue this in another episode of my podcast, Breaking Barriers. As of now, if somebody wants to get connected with you, if somebody is suffering from such kind of issues, how do they connect with you?
My contact number is 98640-96513, and I am always available in the GNRC 6 Mile OPD from Monday to Saturday.
Okay, that's a very, very good piece of information that our listeners got just now. So if anybody needs to connect with Dr. Borgohain, you can connect with her. She's available, and she's also shared her personal phone number with all of you. So on that note, I will again speak to you. I'll come up to you on our next episode maybe. And thank you so much for speaking up your heart out and, giving us so much of important issue advice. And I think I'll definitely get in touch with you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So I hope you enjoyed listening to this podcast, and I shall be back again very soon. Till then, you can connect with me and send in your feedbacks, what you think about breaking barriers and what you like about breaking barriers. Do write into me. Goodbye for now.